Hello, hello, scrappy friends. Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. Today we are going to move forward in our Keeping It Simple series where we take the Creative Memories 101 Scrapbooking Ideas and Sketchbook, and I went through and I've picked out several different sketches that I feel would fit perfectly into our Keeping It Simple series, and that would be that they have easy page design or easy cutting guide to help us get our scrapbooking done a little bit more simply, and I don't want to say quickly because there are always things that we can change in the sketch and make it our own. So that's what we're going to do today. And as I was sitting here getting ready to pop on, it made me think that Creative Memories has put out one of these idea books over the last 3 years, this time of the year in the fall, around their birthday time. And if you didn't know, Creative Memories is turning 10 years old this month, actually. Yeah, I'm hoping that we're gonna see a new sketchbook. So yeah, Creative Memories is turning 10, and this is what we call the new company, the new Creative Memories. We know Creative Memories has been around for a long time, but with the new company moving forward, it's been 10 years. So very, very exciting, and I can't wait to see. Hopefully we'll hear some more on Friday of what's going on with that. But yeah, it is their 10-year anniversary this month. So anyway, I thought I would mention that, but now I'm going to turn my camera around and we'll go ahead and I'll show you what we're going to work on today. We are going to look at the sketch that is on page 67 of the book. And it's this one right here. Just like I've been doing for a couple months now, I have put the sketch up on my blog post, and there I've given you a PDF, and my PDF will include the inspiration here, a sketch, and the written directions that came straight from the blog. You could also find the blog post for the original layout as well. But I always like to mention that because the sketch that I put, I just find the sketch on the blog. It's usually on there somewhere. I just have to find it. It's not always that easy. And I like to link it together, but the ones on the blog do not have the measurements. So I like to just hold this up for a moment and let you either write down those measurements or take a screenshot. That way you have them. If you read the blog post, you can still understand what those measurements are as well. Okay, so that's the sketch we're going to work on. I've been doing what I like to talk about is going over the layout or the formula that they used here. I like to kind of go over it recently, I think, because it kind of helps us to understand the formula and how we can use it then on any kind of layout. So here they used, this was Vivid Melodies collection, which is more of a springtime collection, but they used it for, it looks like floating in a lazy river or some kind of pool. So, and today I'm going to use it for a fall layout. So I like to show the formula that they use so that we can easily take these ideas and then use it for what we need in our album. What they have here is a frame style foundation. That's what I like to call it. It's where there's a background piece of paper and then a big block in the center. We see this kind of layout a lot, and then how you change it up in the middle is what makes it different. This is a very easy type of layout. I like it because this big block can hold a lot of photos. So we can put a lot of photos in here, as we're going to see today. So, and then to create the frame style foundation, you can do a couple things. You can just cut another piece of paper and put it on top, right on top of it, the paper, and not caring too much about the paper underneath. But if you do want to save paper, you can gut the inside of this paper here and save some. So gutting is cutting out the center before you cover it up. Or you can miter the edges, and that's what I've done here. Let's see, I'm not sure you can see it that well, but mitering will then give it a different kind of corner down here. And actually, here we go. I think you can maybe see this one. So that just lays on top. This particular design is perfect for mitering because you won't see the cut that easily. So it really depends on the paper and how much you want to save. Mitering will save you much more paper because you can just cut it into strips, cut them at an angle, whereas gutting will save a big chunk in the middle but keep all your edges without any cuts or interruptions. So start with the frame style foundation, and then they bring in a 6 by 12 inch block of paper. They put it right over here to the right hand side, so about an inch in. And then they brought in some photos. So pretty simple, right? This one's an easy one to cut and to create. Then they brought in three by 3 inch photos. The photo mats are 3 1/4, and they laid them out something like that. I'm just using these little pieces of scrap to show you. And then they took 2 4 by 6 horizontal photos and laid one up here at the top of this 6 by 12. Actually, I said 6 by 12. This is 6.5 inches by 12 inches, so a little bit bigger. And then they took one and put it down here at the bottom. And then they had the big open area here, which you can see on our sample. And they took a large embellishment. This is not the same one. I don't have that one. I think I've already used it, but I happen to have this one, which I believe was from the same collection. But anyway, it goes, and they put it right here in between those two photos. So in the center is where they are going to do some embellishing. Okay, I'm going to change that up a little because I feel like this open space could be used for a couple different things. Okay, but that's how simple it could be. 3 small photos down the side, 2 full-size photos, a 6.5 by 12 inch strip, and a large embellishment. We get these sometimes and we don't know how to use them. Here's a great layout for that. Okay, let me put this aside and show you what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to take this and create a 2-page layout. And a lot of times what I do is I'll make this page the same, and then on the other page would be I'll look at my photos and kind of decide, and I do what I like to call a photo dump. So over here is going to be a photo dump. But as I was getting my photos for today, I'm going to make a day we went to the farm. I have a lot of pictures that I can cut down, so I decided that I'm going to pretty much do a mirror image on the other side. So like I was saying, I already did the frame style foundation to save us some time. I did use the mitering technique in the corners. Again, this was great paper for that because you don't really see my seam too much. I went with a smaller amount showing through over here. I only have a 1/4 inch, whereas in our sample they had a full inch, and the inside block is 11 by 11. And in the sample I showed you, this one here, I did a 1/2 inch all the way around. So you have a lot of ways you can vary it. I like to do a really thin one just to show the paper because I love that beautiful paper and it brings in a lot of color to my layout. But for this particular one, I just wanted to have a little bit showing. And then what I did, and I like to do this when I'm doing a 2-page layout that's a block, a frame style with a block in the middle, is I bring the block in to the center so it looks like one continuous piece on the 2-page layout. So it'll look like that instead of having 2 pages with the individual block. Well, let me go ahead and bring in my strip of paper. So I'm using the Autumn Cottage paper today and one piece from our new wood grain pack. I'll talk about that in a minute. In the sketch, it was a 6.5 inch strip. But for me to do a mirror image on the other page, I would need to use 2 pieces of the paper, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to reduce the strip here to a 6-inch piece. Mine will be 6 by 12, and that way I'll have one for each side of the layout. And then I just have to trim my photos down a little bit. Let's go ahead and cut this right in half at 6 inches. And this is a directional piece, and I do want the pieces to run vertically. I'm gonna do like they did in the sketch, bring this in about 1 inch. Now I'll bring in my photos. They had 3 photos, 3 small photos. I've already trimmed these down, and I trimmed these to 3 by 3 inches like it's suggested in the sketch. I'm going to do something like this. They were kind of at a little bit of angles, Let's do that one like that. There's plenty of room on these to mat them, and in our original sketch they did mat them, so I'm going to come back in and give these a little 1/4 inch mat. I'm going to do the same thing over here on this page, something like this. Let's see, we'll do it like this. Turn that one. It's going to be a little bit different once I come back in and get those mats on there. Now for my band here, my strip, I'm going to come back in with these photos. I have trimmed them ever so slightly. I believe I took off a 1/4 inch all the way around, and I'm going to do something like that. That's what they recommended in the original sketch. I'm going to leave this open for now and then come back and show you my plan for that. And then on this page, I'm going to do this one like that, and this. So this one kind of tells a little bit of a story over here, so I kind of lined them all up in a row. And on the ones here on the strip or the band, I'm not going to mat them at all, so I'm going to go ahead and just put a little adhesive on these to get them to stay in place. So this was a farm that we went to actually with our Girl Scouts, and they got to stay here and do a little bit of farm work. So they got to have fun with the animals, do some feeding and then some cleaning, as you can see over there, and just have a really great time with the animals. Now I want to come back in and give all 6 of these a little bit of a mat. So for that, I'm going to bring in a piece of this wood grain. I am loving this new Wonderful Day wood grain pack. I love wood grain, so I've been using it, and I'm loving it. One side has the little planks where you can see like a line between the wood planks, and then the other side is just flat and a different color. So I'm going to use the brown. I'm going to cut, my photos are 3 inches, so I'm going to trim it to 3 1/4 inch squares. The next thing I want to do is work on the center here and then do the rest of my embellishing and then wrap this up. So here in our inspiration is where they used that large embellishment. I wanted to do something a little different. I don't have a large embellishment, but I wanted to bring in a mat card so that I have some place that I could do some journaling as well. So I've trimmed this one down as well, like my photos, to fit nicely inside our strip. I'm going to use that instead of the large embellishment. And the reason that I decided to do this is because I want to now build up a little bit of an embellishment, like scene or something right here as part of my embellishments as well. So I'm still going to use the area for embellishing like they did, just going to tone it down a little and not use such a big embellishment. Another great thing here, of course, would just be another photo, and then find somewhere else. Maybe if you didn't have so much to say, you could replace one of these photos with a journaling box and then use this area for a bigger photo. I'm going to bring in my embellishments. I've went through the sticker sheet with the Autumn Cottage as well as using some farm related embellishments. Let's work on our little box here and I'll show you my plan for that. I wanted to bring in this nice big autumn tree. This trip did take place in the fall and autumn time, but you can't really tell from any of the photos, so I'm going to try and bring some of that feeling in with my embellishments. But it's really going to be a little bit farm related as well. So let's see, I wanted to bring in this tractor and kind of bring it down here, and I just love these little bales of hay, so I'm going to tuck that in. Let's turn it around so it'll look like that. Necessarily need a title, but I liked this one that says On the Farm because that's what they were doing. And I'll probably bring this one over so that, in fact, I'm going to pop that up onto some foam tape. So I like that. Wasn't sure because of the green over here, but I think popping it up helps to kind of break up that green. I have my cluster here. I think the rest of my clusters I want to try and bring over to the other side. Can't do my farm page without bringing in the barn. So I think, let's see, I'm going to probably do a little embellishing here and then down here at the bottom. So I kind of like this area right here. I don't have anything that's going to be covered up in that photo. And come down here And I have some things. I have this silo. We'll bring it like that. This little pack of embellishment had a cute little fence. I'm just going to create a little scene right here as well. And the other embellishments I really liked a lot was this windmill. And again, I'm not covering up too much on the photo, but if you did, you have room to kind of straighten those out and push them up. I have one more bale of hay. We can tuck it in behind like that. I like this part of the hay a little bit better, so we'll tuck it like that. So I'm going to bring in some little finishing touches, and for that I have some leaves and stuff from the sticker sheet, plus I have the sticker sheet right here if I need some more. I have a, let's see, that's kind of cute up there. Let's see if I can do some more leaves. The smaller one. And let's stick it right in there. See if we like that. Yeah, I like two coming out right there. Maybe over here, let's change to a different style. I have this little leaf. Somewhere around here, I think would be cute. Kind of bring a leaf into each area. Let's move that. I think I like it coming out this top right there a little bit better. Let's see if we want to bring in a different color. I have a yellow one. That's kind of nice. I like that. I think that's it. I think that's where I'll stop. Keep this layout very simple. So that's my layout for today. I'm going to come on back. Thank you for joining me today on Workshop Wednesday. And we will be back in 2 weeks to do another Keeping It Simple. I will be back next week, and we'll see what we're going to do then. Okay, so come on back and join me, and let's have some fun scrapbooking. Take care, everybody. Bye.